Tonight, the FAA and NTSB are investigating a very close call in the skies over South Florida. An Allegiant Airlines plane and a private jet forced to take evasive action to avoid a collision at 23,000 feet. Here's Tom Costello.
Allegiant Air 485 had just taken off from Fort Lauderdale, headed for Lexington, Kentucky when it happened. The pilot forced to make a sudden extreme climb, 600 feet in seconds, to avoid another plane, throwing flight attendants to the floor and terrifying passengers, including Jerica Thacker and her family, flying to Kentucky after a Caribbean cruise.
It was honestly the scariest thing I've ever been through. It felt like when you go on the top of a roller coaster and you go straight down from the highest point.
The FAA says it happened when controllers put the Allegiant flight and a Gulfstream business jet on intersecting routes both at 23,000 feet.
Climb.
That's when both planes' collision avoidance warnings, known as TCAS, activated, ordering the Allegiant pilot to immediately climb and the Gulfstream pilot to descend.
If not for TCAS, these airplanes would have gotten very, very, very close or had potentially collided.
The FAA says an air traffic controller had instructed Flight 485 to turn eastbound at an altitude of 23,000 feet when it crossed in front of a northbound Gulfstream business jet.
One of our flight attendants got injured.
While none of the 175 passengers was injured, one flight attendant was hurt.
Allegiant 485, we're going to declare an emergency on your behalf.
Allegiant tells NBC News Flight 485 returned to Fort Lauderdale, where a flight attendant was treated for injuries. But for Jerica Thacker, it was all too much. She and her family drove back to Kentucky.
I went 21 years without getting on an airplane, and I think after this experience, I can go the rest of my life without getting on one.
The FAA is looking into whether there was a breakdown in communication and coordination between controllers that led to this very close call.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel.